Here's something I've been wanting to talk about for a long time, and I just realized I should make a video about it at about 2 in the morning last night. I was lying in bed, because, obviously I don't actually sleep. I simply lie there and, hope that death comes and takes me away. But yeah, I was lying there at about 2 o'clock, and sort of just doing nothing. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, you know what's been going on a lot lately? Not just lately, but in the past fucking decade or so. Where the fuck is the functionality anymore? Why have companies continuously taken away basic functionality in the name of making things pretty and selling gimmicky shit to the 99% of people that buy shit like this? Instead of actually making a nice functional device that'll work for everybody instead of just sitting there looking nice. And a perfect example of what I'm talking about has recently surfaced, and you probably all know what it is. It's the iPhone 7. As you know, they did away with the headphone jack, which, hate it or like it, I fucking hate it. Well, why? I'll tell you fucking why. Because they're taking away basic fucking functionality in the name of gimmicky shit that they can put on a fucking presentation, be like, oh, look, we're different, we're doing something different, so it's not the same thing you bought 3 fucking years ago. It's shit like that. It's marketing. It's purely for fucking marketing. But the problem with this is, yeah, it might work for marketing, but the thing is you're literally taking away basic functionality from shit. And this isn't just with iPhones either. This is with any product you buy, whether that be software or hardware, unless it's basically fucking open source where people are actually, pouring their fucking heart and soul into the software because they want to make it available for free. Like Linux. Linux is a very functional operating system. I can hop on there and get what I need done. But the problem is, it doesn't have the same support Windows does. So I'm forced to use Windows because it has the support that Linux doesn't. That, Mint does it. That Ubuntu doesn't, even though all Linux distros run the same shit effectively. But yeah, it's really fucking annoying. Especially when it comes to operating systems, because what I could have just done without any problems 10 years ago, I have to jump through a bunch of fucking loopholes now. I have to find, oh, how do I fix this so I can do this, and then this, and then this, and then this, and then fix that to do this, and then, it's not about just opening up the fucking application or opening up the operating system anymore. And just getting shit done. It's about jumping through a bunch of fucking bullshit, paying someone some fucking money, and then getting your work done. It's not about just hopping on and doing what you need to fucking do. Nowadays, it's always got to be jumping through a bunch of dumb shit just to get something done. And it really does piss me off. And you should have the peace of mind when you buy something from such a large fucking corporation like Microsoft. You should have the peace of mind knowing that what you've just invested in is going to do its advertised job. And when it doesn't, you have every right to be pissed off because it's not doing what they said it would fucking do. So, which is technically false advertising. So, yeah, and again, this isn't just with operating systems, this isn't just with software, this isn't just with hardware, it's with pretty much fucking anything nowadays. I don't know if you've noticed this too, but it's been in like the past 10 years, the past decade and a half or so, where all these companies have just said, you know what, we're not going to focus on functionality, but instead we're going to focus on gimmicky shit that'll appeal to the mass market. Because that's what sells, apparently. Apparently, functionality isn't what people want. They want gimmicky shit. And unfortunately, that's true for the majority. People that watch this video right here probably aren't that sort of person. But one thing you have to understand is that us people that actually understand technology and get along with it, unfortunately, we are a minority. And the majority of people just like shit that's, oh, it lights up. They're like a bunch of, they're like what little kids are to adults. They're sort of like, they like bright flashing lights and pretty things. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that to offend, it's just a simple analogy. But that's basically what they are compared to the techies. Those of us that actually know what we're doing. Those of us that actually desperately need the functionality that has since been stripped from everything we use nowadays. And yeah, it's gotten fucking ridiculous. I cannot go 1 fucking minute without something crashing, without something fucking up, without something giving me 26 billion errors. it's really fucking annoying. And I remember when that wasn't a problem. I remember legitimately when that wasn't a problem. I could just open up apps, open up applications on my PC, do what I want to do, get it fucking over with, and I'm good. But yeah, that's not really the fucking case anymore, is it? And I understand that with time, software and hardware, it gets more complicated, but you still have put in the money for the research and development for the hardware, so you should still know damn well how to make it properly and make sure that it's not giving people a bunch of fucking bullshit. And I mentioned this, I believe, in my Why Console Gaming is Better video, because I mentioned that, yeah, PC gaming is, these days, it's just, it always has been, really, to be honest with you, a complicated clusterfuck of just troubleshooting and trying to get shit working properly, and that is changing. I will give them this. I will give them this with Steam and, online distribution platforms like it. PC gaming has gotten a lot less complicated, and I thank our Lord and Savior Gaben for that, but it's still less complicated than just popping a fucking disc in a console and, playing with a controller. But, yeah, and that's why most people play consoles, but that's not what we're here. That's not what we're here to talk about. But yeah, it's gotten to the point where basic functionality isn't the thing anymore. The thing is looking pretty and, showing you ads every 5 fucking seconds. Because what I think companies have been doing over the past 10 years is they've been going by a model that involves least effort, most profit. And of course, that's capitalism for you. But when you just absolutely demonstrate a complete lack of concern for your product's functionality, I got a problem with that. And we're not going to eventually everyone's going to get fucking sick and tired, because you're just going to go so far that it's not even going to work for the 99% of people that buy the shit. So yeah, although then again, some of them are so dumb, if you put a fucking Apple logo on it, they'll buy a piece of shit, literally. Just take a nice fucking dump and just take like a stamp, just like stamp fucking Apple logo into a literal pile of shit. They'll still probably shell out $500 fucking dollars for it, but yeah, I don't know why they're doing this. I don't know when basic functionality became an afterthought, but it's really bullshit. It really is bullshit, because for those of us that actually have to be productive and get shit done, we fucking can't. We either gotta pay a shit ton of money to do it, or we have to jump through a bunch of fucking loopholes to fix shit to get it to actually do its job and work properly. We can't just be like, I can't just do this. I can't just be like, okay, I'm gonna open up Photoshop, or no, you know what, I'm gonna open up After Effects, because I gotta do a little bit of post for this video, right? Because I, make pretty shit on the screen. So I'm gonna open up After Effects, and it says, please uninstall and reinstall the product. If this problem still occurs, please contact Adobe Technical Support for help and mention the error code shown at the bottom of the screen. That happens about every fucking time. I can't just open shit up and have it do its job. I have to uninstall and reinstall this sort of software every time I want to fucking play it, or use it, or fucking jerk off to it. I can't just simply use shit anymore, and that's pissing me off. And yeah, I kind of pirated After Effects because I don't want to give Adobe my money for the very reasons I'm listing right now, because they're one of the biggest fucking offenders of this bullshit. Yeah, ever heard of Creative Cloud? It fucking sucks donkey dick. But yeah, it has gotten to the point where I have been actually bootlegging software, because the last thing I want to fucking do is spend a shit ton of money that I don't even have on software that doesn't fucking work, because some asshole, some fucking suit doesn't want to, actually, I don't know, think about, wow, what's the final user experience actually going to be? They just think about, okay, so how can we push this shit out for the least effort possible and make the most amount of fucking money? Oh yeah, Creative Cloud. It's like, oh yeah, you want to use this like once in 2 months? You gotta pay a fucking exorbitant rate for that. Yeah. I understand that you can rent out applications, because that's what you're doing individually, but it's still ridiculously expensive if you're only going to be using them every once in a while. But yeah, Jesus fucking Christ, dude. The only Adobe product that I've ever had that actually always worked properly was Photoshop CS6. It's a very reliable application, and that's one thing I miss about Adobe is when they actually let you buy their fucking software. You actually got to buy a fucking license for it instead of just renting the fucking software for however long before you run out of money and you have to go fucking get a loan from the Sicilian Mafia. So, yeah, I don't know. There's just two examples. Apple and fucking Adobe. The two fucking amigos. Just another example of a company ripping us off in the name of selling us applications that don't actually fucking work properly. So that's a fucking joy. But, yeah, I'm just sick and tired of, missing the days when I could just open shit up and get my work done. And, those days are long fucking gone, aren't they? We've really gone backwards as a species as far as functionality is concerned. Because I remember in the 80s, the 90s, when very small individual changes would come out for, old computers and old operating systems, things like that. Things would, come out and it'd be revolutionary. But now I sort of realize that functionality is being stripped away from us in the same way it was being added before. It's just being slowly taken away. And they're hoping that no one will notice it. But motherfucker, we will. When shit doesn't do its job, we're gonna fucking notice it. It's one of my favorite things to fucking say. Do your fucking job. Why? Because nothing does its fucking job anymore. That's fucking why. And it's really annoying. Really fucking annoying. If they would have spent less time trying to make, Windows 10 so fucking pretty, and, oh, it's got Cortana, and, oh, it's got a bunch of gimmicky shit, and if they would have spent less time doing that, and more time making it, an actual functional fucking operating system, I'd be happy right now, because it would be the first time in a fucking decade someone's fucking done that, at least a large corporation like Microsoft. And, yeah. I'm just sick and fucking tired of this, least effort possible for the most profit possible, and that's capitalism. But to what point is that acceptable? To what point is it going to spur even the casuals, as I will call them, because that's what they are, to say, hey, this isn't right. You're selling me something that's not working right. Or are they too fucking brainwashed right now? Who fucking knows? Only time will tell. But, yeah. I needed to vent about this for a little bit. Probably said a bunch of things over and over again, but hey, I do that a lot to, well, get my fucking point down, yeah? And there's probably a lot of other things I could have said that I didn't think of, but hey, that's the downside of doing one-shot rant videos like this. But yeah, if you enjoyed the video, remember to like it down below, remember to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.